We have team coverage tonight on how the crisis in Ukraine is impacting Metro Atlanta. Latasha Givens spoke to people in the Metro with families still in Ukraine. But we begin tonight with Joe Henke, who talked with experts about the likelihood of a cyber attack and what you can do to protect yourself. Joe, a lot of folks going to the bank to withdraw some money.
Yep, concerned people here. And Sheba, first experts we talk with say the likelihood currently of a cyber attack by Russia against the U.S. appears low, but there are scenarios where that risk could increase, and the likely targets are similar to past victims.
For months, we've been working closely with the private sector to harden our cyber defenses, sharpen our ability to respond to Russian cyber attacks as well.
President Joe Biden on Wednesday addressed possible cyber attacks by Russia against the U.S. The worry follows the ransomware attack that shut down Alpharetta-based Colonial Pipeline last year, a similar attack against meatpacking company JBS, and the SolarWinds hack in 2020 that compromised the data of federal agencies and about 100 private companies, according to the White House. Russia-based organizations have been linked to or accused of each attack.
I think it's probably unlikely that this sort of Ukraine crisis would lead to kind of a cyber conflict between the United States and Russia.
Jeff Barajikian with the University of Georgia's Department of International Affairs says there are two scenarios, though, where an attack could become more likely. The first is if Russian cyber attacks against Ukraine grow out of control and intentionally or accidentally seep into the West. Second, if continued sanctions back Russia into a corner or military support being sent to Ukraine pushes Russia over the edge.
They might be willing to use a demonstration of cyber capability as a way to push back against the West and say stop.
Barajikian says Russia targeting critical infrastructure or crippling the U.S. economy is unlikely, as it could be viewed as an act of war. An attack would most likely go after targets similar to past attacks to expose vulnerabilities and demand attention.
Financial institutions, large corporations, government offices and services, those are the kinds of things that Russia's doing right now in Ukraine, and so we might expect them in the unlikely event that something happens directly in the United States.
And while the risk of a cyber attack currently appears low, a cybersecurity expert tells me there are simple steps we should already be taking to protect our finances and personal and professional data. I'll walk you through what those steps are coming up at 6.
All right.